to make a video today because I actually want to talk to y'all about change. And I want to talk about the fact that change is so real. You know, one of the first things that are required for change to happen is it happens internally first. It happens internally first. And, you know, when you're going through that change, the only one who knows that change is happening is you. Okay? And it can be quite hard when you are going through a change and the only one who's noticing that change is you, because it's like you want your change to do something in the physical world. You want your change to do something within, you know, the outside reality that everything and everyone can see. When you are going through that change, you have to trust that it will materialize. Because if you're feeling it inside, that means it's real. And that's the one thing that you have to get inside of your mind. If you are feeling it inside, it is real. Period. And, you know, when someone goes through a change, you can notice that their face tends to change too. It's basically like the internal change will start to show up in your skin. It'll start to show up in your face. It'll start to show up everywhere, right? Before it can officially materialize. Like, this is what I mean. When you have the change internally, the change will start to happen to you physically first, and then you will start to see the change in your actual physical reality. And I'm not gonna lie, like, as of lately, I've just been feeling like something has changed. Like, we have jumped timelines or something, or maybe I jumped timelines, or I don't feel like the same person that you guys have always known. I don't. And I'm making this video for the people who feel the same way. You know, like, we are told that we have to do things that we don't want to do to get to where we want to go. And I feel like you have to be very careful with that way of thinking. Because when I think of doing things that I don't want to do to get to where I want to go, I think of like working out or rehearsing or practicing, but there's another aspect of that where it's doing what you don't want to do to get to where you're supposed to be. That's very externally like evil. It's very evil. Like, they make you feel like you have to go 48 laws of power on people. They make you feel like you have to like play a role that you don't want to play, or, you know, like, you have to really go within your heart and see, is this for me? And I feel like everybody is like, your head is very important. Your head makes the final decision, but your heart is what gives your head the information to make that decision. It's mind-heart coherence. And a lot of people have blocked off their heart, and then they wonder why they are not feeling the ecstasies of life. How can you ever feel the ecstasies of life if you are constantly blocked from it? You know, like, we came into this life to be able to feel, you know, and when you block your heart off, you're stopping your ability to feel. You're stopping your ability to have a human experience. And the reason why I talk about this is because it's like, I always think about like people like Michael Jackson, who, you know, was just very open-hearted and just felt the world. And that's the thing, like, your greatest creations cannot happen if you're not allowing yourself to feel, if you're not allowing God to come inside of your heart. And I just want to thank Joe Dispenza for all his teachings, because I've had a very heart-opening experience. I've had a very heart, like, my heart has bursted open. And I won't lie, when you go through that experience, it's not going to be easy. Because in order for you to feel great pleasure, you have to first allow yourself to feel great pain. And that pain is a part of the transformation. Okay? As of lately, you know, I told you guys that I wouldn't really be teaching like that, like how I used to. And honestly, like, I feel like you guys can see I have much more fulfillment in my life when I just do as I please and I allow myself to be free. I don't want to feel like I have to make a video for you. I don't want to feel like I have to come on live and teach. I have to do anything, because the moment that you start to feel like you have to do something, you start to get into that, like, that job feeling, or that, like, your free will is gone, you know? And when you don't allow yourself the freedom to do what you want to do or what you feel like you should be doing, get trapped. And what you get trapped in is you get trapped in this very material world. You gotta go to work. You gotta pay your taxes. You gotta, right? And granted, you're gonna have these aspects of life because you're in this society, but your whole life shouldn't be like that. Like, what part of your life is what you want to do, what your heart feel called to do? Some of y'all are doing careers and jobs that you feel like you're supposed to do, and it's taking you away from what you're really supposed to do. So you have two different what you're supposed to do. The one you're supposed to do is what you're supposed to do to quote unquote survive. What you're supposed to do to you're supposed to go to college, you're supposed to get a job. When in reality, you're supposed to follow your destiny. And a lot of y'all haven't been on destiny, and that's why you are lacking fulfillment. Some of y'all are lacking fulfillment and you don't even know it. You see, I thought I had fulfillment. I didn't have fulfillment because I didn't have my true spiritual responsibility first, which is to make art and which is to make music. God brought me here to inspire people through my art also. And I don't know, I just felt like somebody needed to hear this. Like, I've just started to notice a lot of changes within me. I feel like my energy has become way more attractive. Like, I feel like people can feel my energy more. Like, my reality has started to ask me, like, when's your new music coming out? When's this coming out? When's this? When's that? And the thing about it was, I was fooled. I was thinking that my spiritual videos had more value than my music. And God is just like, no. Like, why would you think something like that? Like, you didn't even make TikToks and spiritual videos if it wasn't for your music. You know, so take time to really think about that and meditate. Meditate. Like, I've realized that I just want to live a clean life. And when I say clean life, meaning like, I don't want to eat or drink or consume things that cloud me or that stops me from having a clear way of thinking or a clear access point to the spiritual realm.